Hey people, Injured here, welcome to the Elite League show. This is a best of 3 Division B match kicking off on Greentooth Gorge. Say hello to Wingblade as a Force Commander, very good offense, fights in a melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support. The Black Templars Elite scheme looking rather blue. Up against on the red side is Fathom with a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense and a bit of support too. Double scouts into tax, we've got double termagants. Does this mean the end of the triple Hormagaunts opening since they were nerfed? Although I guess double termagants helps control a Force Commander and stuff with those crippling poisons. I guess the Ravener Alpha goes mid. Force Commander will cruise up the west side and run into some Hormagaunts. This colour scheme is kind of blending into Greentooth Gorge here. Here's your Tactical Marines. I think they're going to go mid. But we shall see. Termagants being used in unison, most likely into some Raveners for Fathom. But will they go double Raveners in Tier 1? Maybe. And follow up with the Venom Brood in Tier 2, of course. Wingblade can get some Assault Marines and disrupt the hell out of everything. Ravener Alpha's a pretty good hybrid fighty hero. I think he's got like 32 range DPS and about 26 melee DPS, which is pretty strong considering his general mobility and stuff. Not the toughest, of course, of 650 hit points, but does well 1v1 against many Tier 1 squads. These Tactical Marines are out of cover here, popping their Kraken bolts just to look fancy. Won't do anything because there's no heavy infantry here. Ravener Alpha gets into melee. Can you get a model? Smack, that's against the scout. Does not get a model. Looks like the power is being saved by Fathom to get Raveners up before any upgrades to these Tier 1 broods. Wingblade goes double gens, suggesting Assault Marines. But we shall see. Some decapping now for Fathom. Nothing really that Wingblade could have done against that first engagement without the Force Commander around, who's up the west side capping. Can they get one of the gens? Hormagaunts doing a decent job. Have less damage out the gate these days in 294, but still have the same damage once they're upgraded with their adrenal glands. Scouts with shotguns, strangely split up there. What's going on over here? Scouts with more shotguns. Are they going for the garrison? That's a mistake. It's a big mistake. Look how low they are. They're not getting out of that garrison alive, I don't think. There's only one model left, and I think he's done for. They're going to have the DPS to do this. And they had shotguns too. Misplay there for Wingblade. Going for the garrison. Should have just retreated out. Ravener Brood are up. Much like the Ravener Alpha, they start with a ranged weapon and decent melee combat. These guys can do a burrow strike that disrupts units though. Force Commander wants to smack down this tunnel. I think he's going to get it. Ravener Alpha not interested in shooting him. Wants to go and take back that wreck point, I think. Few more hits. There he goes. Gets his 15 raid, which is not bad for a tunnel. And a bit of XP too. Warrior Brood on the way for Fathom. Not a second Ravener Brood. Wingblade has not replaced the second Scout Squad. Triple gens up. Are they going for a quick Tier 2 here? You wouldn't expect triple gens if they're going for Assault Marines. 400 to 500 on the VPs. Gonna lose a hell of a lot of the map if they go for a Tier 2 right now. Scouts with their Sergeant can throw that frag grenade that scared off those Hormagaunts. And Tactical Marines with their faster capping, grabbing the wreck point. Now can move up the east side. Should be able to deal with the Raveners. Maybe tickle the power a bit. Here's the Warrior Brood. I assume we're going to see a Barbed Strangler, but I'm not sure. Double Termagants. These guys are getting their Toxin Sacks. Are you going to keep shooting for those? There you go. Took down one gen. Ravener Alpha's capping on the west side, kicking off towards the east. Shotgun blast. Yeah, with the Warrior Brood here, they could not deal with the Ravener Alphas. The Raveners, sorry. Scouts are still in play, dodging the Barbed Strangler shot there. Force Commander battle crying some Termagants. Probably shouldn't have done that. Just keep your regular attacks because they're going to move away from you, right? Because so you're not going to hit those specials. 361 to 500, and there's nothing around to buff with the battle cry either. Only got crippling Only got toxin sack, sorry, on one of them. Should be able to outshoot the scouts though. That was just one burst of their weapons, and they did not like it. Here's the Barb Strangler Warrior Brood. 344 to 500, double cap here for Fathom. Wingblade does go tier 2. What's the plan? It's going to be a while before he can get a Dreadnought up. Razorback, I guess. Razorback into Assault Marines, I think would be the way to go. Raven Alpha takes the garrison, gets some shots in, and they're going to bash 2 gens maybe. Shotgun scouts are here, could get a nasty grenade. There's the attempt, but they move off. Tactical Marines should be trying to get into melee, perhaps. Are these guys going for the garrison? What are you doing, fellas? That's a horrible idea. The Barb Strangler is an anti-garrison weapon. You've already lost 3 models. The sergeant should be able to survive it and get away, maybe. Yeah, not sure why they were. Maybe just blocking the termagants from getting in there. Maybe. So I'm pretty sure warriors can't get into garrisons. They haven't worked it out. Hormagaunt's bashing the node now. Triple cap for Fathom. Must know by now that Wingblade has gone straight to tier 2, so wants to bash this power. Look at the damage the Barb Strangler does to those Marines inside the garrison. Hits all 3 models, obviously, and has the damage bonus against garrison units. The map is so red. Here comes the Razorback. Needs to do a hell of a lot of work. Fathom needs to get tier 2 and get a Venom Brood. Or maybe they think the Corrosive Devourer will be enough. I think they should get both, because the Corrosive Devourer is an awesome weapon in its own right. Razorback into Assault Marines is the play, I think. Or maybe into a Teleporter and Thunderhammer. But I think the Assault Marines, extra bodies on the field to help you cap and stuff, and they do a great job disrupting with their Merciless Strike as well. They can mess up the Hormagaunts, I think. There's the tier 2 for Fathom. I hear shotguns. Burrow Strike dodges the grenade and does scare off the scouts. Here's your Razorback. Has a heavy bolter mounted on it. Twin linked. Decent anti-infantry damage and allows you to reinforce and transport allied units around. Infantry specifically. You can't shove a Dreadnought in here. Try and target the Warrior Brood here to get a Synapse Bomb. Not sure what they're up to. Just run away, fellas. There you go. Want to get one shot on the Marines, maybe. I wonder if he can chase them back and kill one. Might be able to. Although you can't always guarantee what a moving vehicle is going to shoot at. Looks like they're going to get away okay. Triple cap for Fathom. Wingblade needs to cap the crap out of stuff. Marines come for the central VP. Force Commander's going for the natural VP on the west side for the blue side. These fellas are not doing anything. A misclick. So they're not capping there. Happens so often, it feels like it must be a bug. It's like sometimes it doesn't register the click properly or something. I'm not sure. Looks like Wingblade will survive for now. Still a ways off getting Marines up. Did he purchase something else? I don't see anything. Here's the Venom Brood for Fathom. And I think they should now transition this Warrior Brood to Adrenal Glands and have the Hormagaunts get their Adrenal Glands too. I know these guys can get the Thorax Swarm, but I think the Venom Brood will be enough. Here's the ranged Synapse and the heavy melee from the Warrior Brood and extra disruption from the... Oh, we're not going to see Assault Marines. It's double Razorbacks for Wingblade. Okay, so maybe get the Thorax Swarm now. I thought there was going to be Assault Marines and he could mess them up with the heavy melee Warrior Brood with their disruption and stuff jumping in. But I guess not. Is Venom Brood and Thorax Swarm enough for double Razorback? Might need to get the Corrosive Devourer as well. Is this a mistake from Wingblade? Are they meaning to get double Razorbacks? There's the Thorax Swarm on the way. Scouts trying to do some capping on the east side. Fathom needs to try and hit power again. Looks like maybe they're going for it. No, Ravener's going to cap the mid. 87 to 470. Single cap for Fathom. Wingblade now has the double Razorbacks up. And they need to very aggressively go after at least one of them, I think. Venom Brood in play these guys with anti-vehicle venom cannons. Also provide a ranged Synapse to the Termagants and the Raveners. which is handy. They both have their toxin sacks now, being buffed by this capillary tower. And these guys have their thorax form. They can shoot out those electroshock grubs to disable the Razorback. Surely they'll get one, right? Just grub it and then shoot it. Look at the damage it took already. Force Commander needs to do some work here to tie up the Venom Brood. Maybe Teleporter. It's expensive though. Attacks don't have a plasma or anything. Force Commander just chasing down some Hormagaunts now. Fathom seems unsure as to how to approach. Don't see anything on the way for the Ravenous Alpha. Goes for a Tyrant Guard. I think these Hormagaunts are done for. I don't think this is a great purchase, this Tyrant Guard. It's going to be great against Assault Marines that hit the field, but I think he's delaying the tier 3 too much. I think they should just go tier 3 here. Maybe Corrosive Devourer and then tier 3. Tyrant Guard on the way. It's going to rip stuff up, and maybe with the Thorax Swarm, Electroshock Grubs going in, it can get into melee. And here's the Assault Squad. So the Tyrant Guard might come good here. I thought Wingblade was going to go straight tier 3 after the double Razorbacks. But they do get the Assault Marines up. Shooting up the Capillary Tower there. Fathom doesn't seem to want to fight. Doesn't seem to want to fight the Razorbacks, which is odd. I think they should go pretty hard after them before the Assault Squad arrive. There's no Teleporter, so they should be able to control the Force Commander with the Termagants and the Barb Strangler. Ravenous Alpha goes east. Needs to try and combat these scouts that are doing a bunch of capping and stuff on the east side. There's the triple for Wingblade. Only had 3 capping units on the field and gets a triple. Here's the Assault Squad now for the 4th capping unit. They got their Sergeant already. Trying to power bash. Gets on the VP. Being patient here. Look at the damage to the Razorback already. But does a big retreat against the jumping Assault Marines. That was a misplay, I think. Should have stayed in play. Tried to cripple them. Move around. And then tried to get more damage on the Razorback, because it was, look how much it lost already. Both of them took some damage. Gene Stealers now. Overcommitting slightly, I think, to tier 2, but I mean, they're committed now. Gene Stealers will rip through the Assault Squad by themselves, leaving the Tyrant Guard maybe to go after the Razorbacks. They don't have a great way of dealing with the Tyrant Guard here. Oh, we've got the Chainsword and Storm Shield, which I guess makes sense because there's tons of ranged units. But I was expecting Thunderhammer and Teleporter. We've also got Armor of Alacrity. If he's alongside, if the Assault Marines jump in, they're going to take tons of range damage. So if this guy's alongside them to use Defend, could help them stay in combat way longer. But you know, so does knocking things all over the place with the Thunderhammer as well. These guys getting a Thunder and Lightning upgrade for a Melter Bomb. And Blind Grenades, but nobody uses those. Melter Bomb will work against the Tyrant Guard. Some repairs for the Razorbacks, and Fathom comes to the west side. Here are the Gene Stealers. Melee superiority unit with power melee damage. Will tear through the Assault Squad, as I said. Razorbacks moving in. Everything's here to take them on. Where's the Ravenous Alpha? Still no war gear for this guy. Still haven't seen the Electroshock Grubs used as well. There's a jump in. Gene Stealers need to engage here. Maybe they're waiting for the Merciless Strike. There's the Defend. Okay, they're moving in. There's the Merciless Strike. They didn't get hit too badly for it, and now they're going to get destroyed by the Gene Stealers. Defend doesn't help you against melee attacks. Only range fire. Look how much damage the Assault Squad have taken already. Ravenous and stuff also shooting them. Are they even going to get away? Looks like one model is going to make it out. Gene Stealers now need to run because they can't do a lot against the Razorback without their rending claws in tier 3. To run away, guys. There you go. Took some unnecessary damage there. I don't know why they're not using the Electroshock Grubs. Maybe they have used it and I just haven't spotted it. They're not using that ranged blob very well. They need to try and split up. I know it's hard when you're like moving everything at the same time, but try and mitigate the damage, or the disruption rather, that the Assault Squad can do. Then lock them down with a Crippling Poison and Suppression, and then go hard after the Razorback. Tyrant Guard got messed up by Tactical Marine Plasma, it seems. Now into shield wall though, and a double cap for Wingblade. Still got that double cap. Fathom needs to mitigate losses as much as possible and get Carnifexes or something, or maybe just go bite the bullet and go double Venom Brood. The single Venom Brood is getting messed up, as you can see here. Dropping 2 models so fast. That's painful. Current Guard trying to go after them. Getting some good hits. There's a Melter Bomb though, it's going to slow him down. And the Plasma Gun's going to do a lot of damage too. Against the super heavy infantry armor of the Current Guard. It's just come out of shield wall, so can't do it again. It was kind of abandoned in the middle of a fight. It's going to go down. Are they reinforcing? They didn't reinforce the Gene Stealers, you know. They paid for 1 reinforcement, didn't get it. And now the Warrior Brood is getting messed up. Wingblade doing so much work with these double Razorbacks. Oh, the scouts went down somewhere. Not sure where. Oh, over there, is it? No, that's the one that was in the garrison, I think. Not sure what happened to those scouts. But they're gone, and so are the Gene Stealers. Librarian on the way now. And you know what? Fathom just conceded. Could not deal with the double Razorbacks at all. I think the Tyrant Guard was a mistake. Should have gone tier 3. And should have got the Corrosive Devourer to really help against the Razorbacks. Not sure where those scouts died. They did a great... Oh. They got all the way into base. Trying to chase something, maybe. Not sure. Wingblade takes game 1. Was not expecting that. Assault Squad came out just the right time to mess up the backline. And this Chainsaw the Storm Shield did some good work too. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Welcome to Game 2. We're on Gyrolos Forge, and Wingblade have got a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive hero with 2 objects, and cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee combat. Up against on the red side, Fathom, switching to the Farseer, support hero that fights in melee combat, some powerful control abilities, and unit support buffs. Good old Gyrolos Forge, 3 contested VPs, running northeast to southwest, much like Cival Frontier. Banshees up. No second Heretic, so we could see double CSM. Like it's 2010, the camera always messes up around these raised platforms. Something with the camera height map is not quite right there. Farseer uses a fleet to get up to the northeastern VP alongside the Banshees. Heretics might run into them here. If they do, they can just back off to this wreck point. Chaos Lord's being harassed. I'm sure he's not going to be annoyed at all. Nope, just can't contain his rage and turns to chase them. We might get the low rumble of that combi flamer soon, just out of pure rage. Here's some more CSM. It is double CSM, and these guys going southwestern VP. Most likely then into Raptors, I would think, because Fathom's probably going to go at least 1 Guardian Weapon team, maybe 2, but it might be 1 Guardian Weapon team and 1 Ranger squad. Doom Blast and Run. First day of Cultist College, you learn this. And it works a lot. Does some good work for you. Chaos Lord misses kill the week. He's so pissed now. Just runs away in a sulk. 481 to 500 on the VPs. Fathom, I think, is going to get a 2-to-1. The CSM can't see what we can see, so they can't see that the Banshees were momentarily isolated. But here comes a Farseer to tie them up using her fleet. Gives her +3 speed, but lowers the damage she deals, misses the special attack, but scared them off enough for the Banshees to finish the cap there. CSM continue on the southwest. There's the 2-to-1 for Fathom, and there's the Guardian Weapon team, and there is Aspect of Strength for the Banshees too. Where's the Combi Flamer? No sign of it. They've got 1 generator up, so maybe it's Havocs instead of Raptors. Although the 1 generator is most likely just because they had double CSM, couldn't get 2 up quickly. Banshee's going for that southwestern Oh, we got an aspiring champion. There's where the power went. For the heretics. Gives the other fellas more health, and he's a pretty decent combatant in his own right. More health on the other models means that Doom Blast does more damage when they explode themselves. You know, for chaos. Still no combi flamer, hey? Hasn't had the power yet. So good. Doom Blast got straight in on the guarding weapon team. Chaos Lord now coming in from behind. I believe Guide was up on the Shuriken, one of the starting abilities of the Farseer. Good special. Have you already used Kill the Weak, Mr. Chaos Lord? Where's your energy gone? Banshees. Are you gonna? Yeah, they're gonna drop a model right here. Boom. There you go. Only dropped one though. Farseer also flees. Chaos Lord gets the decap. CSM come for the central VP, and it is Rangers up for Fathom. Kind of a support sniper unit. Decent damage from range, can also disrupt from long range, and infiltrate allies to set up nasty Eldar ambushes. The Banshees didn't really heal up that much. Farseer has no war gear yet. Most likely the next power purchase will be some Farseer war gear. And here come Raptors, so you might see the Doombringer to help deal with those fellas. Chaos Lord is going to find some Rangers to smack on. CSM get the cap barely. Are they going to drop a model though? Banshees giving chase. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Some of the Banshees are strangely split up here. Farseer with another missed special. Heretics see her off. Can these guys set up in time for this? Setting up in a very strange direction. They are still getting shots on the Heretics though, which are dropping models, but the Banshees are getting torn up. Well played, Heretics. Can they get out of the firing arc? They can't. You can't see your enemies' firing arcs, or otherwise Wingblade will just move up here and get out of it. But the Shuriken did its job. Banshees just failed to perform there. I mean, they were being shot at. Here's the Raptors with a strangely short jump, which misses the Shuriken. These guys suppress when they land, and they do suppress in like 2 bursts. So even if you miss the first jump, if you can get close enough afterwards, you can still suppress things. You can also use it to suppress 2 different groups, if you're lucky, if they're close enough to each other. Have 30 DPS in melee, which is quite good at this stage in the game. Especially on a unit that can jump on you. And it can jump again. There it is. Guide was up, which means that Guide is wasted, and right there you see it. See how they quickly switch targets and suppress the Dire Avengers as well. And there's Doom, so the Doombringer is in play. Also, Armor of Fortune. So she can use Fleet, Guide, Doom, and Fortune. She's got a lot of abilities to juggle here. 3-2-1 to 4-9-6. Rangers getting caught out of position. Double CSM both have Eternal War now, so 20% more damage, both melee and ranged. And Fathom, knowing they can't take that fight with just the Banshees, backs off. But here's another Shuriken. Well, the same Shuriken, but it's back. Heretics dealt with. Doom Blast and run. There you go, fellas. Here comes the Chaos Lord. And Fortune up on the Banshees, but they struggle to get in there in time. The suppression really messed them up. Took a lot of damage as they tried to get in. And there's Kill the Weak. Not sure how much Kill the Weak heals the Chaos Lord per model hit. Always forget to look that up. The double CSM doing some work here, just standing back shooting those bolters. Farseer still level 1, Chaos Lord level 2. And there's tier 2 for Fathom. Expect the Falcon or the Wraith Lord. Probably the Wraith Lord because there's Raptors around. But a Falcon could still do some work and also be used as bait for the Raptors to try and jump in and take it out with their aspiring champion. Keep the Banshees there, buff the Banshees, but you might need them elsewhere. Can they shoot up this Farseer? Nope, they can't because the Shuriken Cannon is there. Can she get a model off these guys? Going to be close. Nope. Got down to half hit points. But no models lost. Triple cap here for Wingblade. So here's the Heretics. They did not Doom Blast, which is what you should not do. Only Doom Blast if you specifically want to slow down a model. If you want to fight a single entity, just stand and smack them. Sometimes players overuse the Doom Blast, not remembering that they've given up a unit. well, giving up a model for it, which is what, 12 to reinforce, adds up. Much better in that situation, as you saw, to stand and fight the Farseer. But now you Doom Blast and run for sure. Banshees could get another model here. And they do, but they got away with 2. Here comes the Chaos Lord. Never saw the Combi Flamer. Sad face. Love me some Combi Flamer action. 3-2-1 to 3-7-4. Dire Avengers off capping. Shuriken Cannon sets up. Banshees run the hell away. Did get their X up though. Chaos Lord trying to keep away from the Guardian Weapon team as he gets around it. Nope. Gets a kill of the week. That could be enough to get in. I think it is. It's well judged by Wingblade. Spotted the opportunity to go in and smack the Rangers because they didn't move. And gets it done. Raptors jumping in there. It is a Wraith Lord from Fathom. Double CSM. Are they going to stay together now? Maybe. I don't think these guys are going to go forward to the wreck point, are they? No, they're hanging out in the mid. Behind some heavy cover. I don't think we've seen any Khorne worship so far. We do have a Blood Crusher on the way. That thing's going to need to stay away from the Wraith Lord. I think the Wraith Lord does... Oh man, what was it? It's 85 DPS. I think it's 170 damage per swing. That would be reduced by 50% because the Blood Crusher has vehicle armor. But still, what, 7 or 8 swings and the Blood Crusher's down? And that's without all the other incidental, you know, non-heavy melee damage going in from ranged fire and stuff. And if it gets a shoulder-mounted Bright Lance, even more painful for the Blood Crusher. Here it is. This thing's a demon with vehicle armor, Bloodletter riding a Juggernaut. Good mobility. Can charge and also scare enemy units. But it's not the toughest thing around. Wraith Lord though, 1100 hit points even, excuse me. And that massive Ghost Glaive sword with huge damage per swing. I believe the Blood Crusher actually does more DPS than the Wraith Lord. It's got like 90 something heavy belly, doesn't it? Maybe they're evenish. But yeah, way more damage per swing from the Wraith Lord, which means it's decent at chasing squads, because every time it swings, it's probably going to get a kill. Blood Crusher's now found some Dire Avengers, going to tear through them so quickly. Special attack there misses. They're still being chased. Wraith Lord, oh, has got the Bright Lance. And the Chaos Lord with the Armor of the Inferno for Let the Galaxy Burn. Can't do a lot against the Wraith Lord though, so just runs away, as do the Dire Avengers. Almost finished them off. In fact, no, I thought he was going to maybe go into base. Are we going to see a Bright Lance here? No, keeps the Shuriken on the Guardian Weapon team for now. Farseer puts Fortune on herself, which means she can't put Doom on the Blood Crusher right now. Doesn't have the energy to do it. Banshees have their heavy melee spear. There's the demonic roar from the Blood Crusher to scare them off. Doesn't scare off the Wraith Lord though. Bright Lance has stopped firing for some reason. Just lets it go. So here's your Raptors. They have their aspiring champion. Gives them this heavy melee demon maul. They don't want to fight the Wraith Lord with it really, unless it's very distracted fighting something else. But they can maybe get the demonic fury attack on the Banshee XR. Might be tough to target her in the melee, but they can send her flying and maybe take her out, which removes that heavy melee weapon from the game and would force a repurchase. 295 to 336. Raptors gone to the northeast for the decap, and we've got Plague Marines now for Wingblade. Certainly did need something else to help with the Wraith Lord, and Plague Marines since 293 are slightly better at their anti-vehicle job, firing a bit fast. They can also turn a bit faster too. Wraithguard now for Fathom. Not expecting that with Raptors around, but I guess the Wraith Lord can protect them. Banshees too. Rangers trying to get shots in. Can they get a model? Nope, they get jumped. Need to run away, fellas. There you go. Not seen their kinetic pulse used actually. Don't actually have their Pathfinder gear. Blood Crusher tossing that guy aside. Did that special attack do no damage? Didn't seem to do anything to that fella. Blood Crusher could be in trouble. Wraith Lord is on it. There's the worship though. Since it's a demon, it benefits greatly from worship. Big health and energy regen. And it still gets the +2 speed from being Khorne worship. There's the demonic roar. Almost goes down for it, and in fact does go down. Right Lance got the last hit. Doom Blast and run. I like how the Wraith Lord's special attack, it doesn't even use the sword, just backhands you. Here's some Wraith Guard now. Those Wraith Cannons doing good damage to all targets from relatively short range. They're also incredibly slow, as you can see. Vulnerable to melee attacks. These Wraith Cannons also suppress infantry. Here we see it. Just need 2 of them to hit to get the suppression, I think. That volley completely missed though. But you see the damage they do. Scary stuff. Those guys should have both just kept moving and gone into melee. They can struggle to hit moving targets. Now they're just shooting the ground. 267 to 309. Alright fellas. That piece of the ground is done for. Done your job. Got their Spirit Seer Warlock now for slightly faster movement range. And I think vision range as well is increased. Blood Letters now for Wingblade. Great tool to use against Wraith Guard, because Wraith Guard are heavy infantry and Blood Letters have those power melee Hellblades. Can teleport on them and rip them up. But again, it's going to be a Wraith Lord nearby maybe. Raptors going for the southwestern V, just scaring off the Rangers over and over again. Oh, the CSM going to go for it now? No, Raptors turn around. Could be tough to approach for Wingblade. Guess you got to like, jump in and hope for the best, kind of. Doesn't have a way to quickly scare off the Wraith Lord, I don't think. Maybe play the slightly longer game. Like wait for the Banshee to charge you rather than the other way around. Try to avoid the Wraith Guard shots. But the Bright Lance isn't going to really do much against the infantry. Going to struggle to hit them. So stay away from the Wraith Lord. #1 priority. Try and weaken it with the Plague Marine shots. Get it to run away. Can also use Bloodlust in the big fight maybe. Although I don't think they have the red for it. I think it's at least 200 red for Bloodlust. It's so good in a big old fight. Rangers getting shots on the Raptors. They've had a running rivalry going. Here's the Wraith Guard. Some friendly fire though on the Banshees. There's always a risk. Bloodletter's going in. In on the Wraith Lord, you know. Backed up by the Plague Marines. It kind of worked. The Banshees came charging in, instantly forced off. And now the Wraith Lord is isolated. And I think they can get it. Bloodletters actually do some decent work with their power melee weapons. Also the heavy melee Demon Maulers now there. Oh, the Plague Marines couldn't get another attack in. They couldn't slow it down again. It lives. Dire Avengers are retreating back. They can repair it. Also, it's made of Wraith Bone, so it does slowly regenerate health. But yeah, it needs those repairs. It's a good little fight for Wingblade. Needs to try to shut down the Plague Marines, but it's easier said than done. Maybe they're faster, you can get on them. There's more friendly fire from the Wraith Guard, but they might get the Raptors here. In fact, I think they are going to get the Raptors. Well done, Banshees. And now the Wraith Guard can decimate the CSM. Are they going to try to get into melee? No, they're not. They will do good damage with the Mark of Zinch, but they just can't stand and shoot them for long. One volley and they're suppressed, and then they're screwed. Oh, we might get a volley on the Heretics here. This is always fun. Oh, they ran away. Big surprise. Didn't want to get shot by Wraith Cannons. 220 to 265. Triple cap for Wingblade. Chaos Lord is in the northeast capping right now. What is that going towards him? Oh, it's a Shuriken. Just kind of covering the VP. Chaos Lord got his Blood Maul. His Bloodletter's teleporting in, and Bloodletter's bad news for Wraith Guard. Need to retreat, fellas, I think. Nope, they're staying in play. Well judged. Knew that the Wraith Lord was coming. Kind of surprised that the Bloodletters did not get a model there. Expected that health to fall way faster than it did. Plague Marines scared off the VP. They're going to get at least one more shot. There we go, before they're tied up. And there's some Pawn Worship to help them. Can they get away from it with Pawn Worship? Uh-oh. Oh boy. Should have stayed worshipping there, fellas. Would have split you up pretty well. Bloodletters had doom on them and have to flee the banshees. Let the galaxy burn. Hit the last fireball, kind of. There's the demolishing strike, sweeping doom. Sorry, I always get it mixed up with the brother captain's ability. Bashing power and shooting CSM all at once. Couple of the models gone already. Would Mark of Khorne had been better for those guys? The Wraith Guard had done a huge amount of work here. Already into level 2, 216 to 234. And it's another Wraith Lord for Fathom. And Wingblade is really going to struggle with that. It's bleeding a lot of requisition here, having to reinforce CSM and Heretic models over and over again. Some Khorne worship in base to help out the Bloodletters and also facilitate running the hell out of it. Farseer's level 3 has her Runes of Reaping to help out with all the abilities she has to cast, giving her more energy and stuff. Covering this approach with the Shuriken. Wraith Lord is mid with the Wraith Guard nearby, being guide buffed by the Farseer there. How much damage they did to those CSM. Are you going to go for the VP, fellas? Just looking at the weird mushrooms growing out the wall. There we go. 191 to 234. Bloodletters going in. The Wraith Lord, not knowing where the Plague Marines are, wanted to back away. Here's another Wraith Lord. I wonder if we'll see a shoulder-mounted Shuriken this time. Now what's your plan? Plague Marines can't get shots on both of them. Let the Galaxy burn for the Dire Avengers. Also some friendly fire for the Bloodletters. Wingblade needs to back away from this fight, I think. Got the decap. Now needs to back away. CSM getting torn up. Chaos Lord actually did really well against those Bloodletters. CSM lucky to leave with 3 models, I think, unless they can't. This guy going to get an attack? Nope. Still chasing the Plague Marines. Here comes the Shuriken to help. Here comes the Farseer to help. Goes after those Heretics. Because they're speeding up these Plague Marines, which have now retreated. Wraith Guard doing their thing. Oh, Heretics were wiped. This could be GG for Wingblade. Although, could they get tier 3 and a tank? Maybe. It's going to be a triple cap though, I think, for Fathom. CSM got level 2. His Havoc's on the way. Most likely to get a las cannon, but with Wraith Guard around and the melee and stuff, I'm not sure how many shots the las cannon's going to get. Might be enough to get one of the Wraith Lord though. This guy's getting repaired. See how much work the Plague Marines have been able to do with the Khorne worship, helping them around. What is this? CSM coming from the southwestern VP. Just like avoid the mid, I guess, maybe, but these guys are covering the north. Oh, there's Malignant Blindness from Wingblade. Global ability of the Chaos Lord messes up weapon range and sight range, allowing the Bloodletters to get close and maybe get the VP capped over there. These guys only got a decap. Level 4 Chaos Lord. With that Let the Galaxy Burn. If they can hit that flush on the Banshees, that could really make a big difference to the fight. So the Chaos Lord's gone mid. Wraith Guard down to 2 models with their Wraith Cannons, down to 1 now. Oh, some friendly fire for the Banshees again. Fortune is up, but it's a tough fight for them. Have to run away. Here we see the Marco Zinch las cannon for the Havocs. There's killed a weak, but now 2 Wraith Lords swinging on the Chaos Lord. They did both get Bright Lances. Maybe they were expecting a Predator tank. Need to tie up the 2 anti-vehicle squads. There we go. Now the 29 VPs is Wingblade. Maybe get a power bash now with just the Bright Lances shooting. While the Farseer messes with these guys, or maybe not. Got shot to pieces there. Double cap for Wingblade. What is this? It's Bloodletters. Forced off the Shuriken. Now go after the Rangers. Should chop them up quickly. There we go. They've dropped a model, but still more than the match for a Ranger squad. There's a special attack. Down to 5 VPs though. Looks like Fathom has it. There it is. A double cap. And it was a GG. Chaos Lord level 4. We had a level 4 Farseer. That brings the best of 3 series to 1 apiece. And I'll see you guys in game 3. Thank you for watching. Welcome to the third deciding game in this Division B matchup. We're in Saval Frontier, and Wingblade is a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat, some powerful disruption and support. Looks like the Exodite's elite scheme recolored. Yes, it is. Red side, Fathom as a mech boy, a teleporting hero that fights in ranged combat, puts out some good damage with a bunch of orky gadgets. Double sluggers into shooter boys and howling banshees up for Wingblade. Looks like straight into a Shuriken, I guess. Are they going to meet at the southwest? They are. Double sluggers, in fact, are going to meet. Banshees might be able to get a little flank here. Shooters are around, but so are Dire Avengers. The mech boy away off into the northeast. Big old fight. But yeah, they can't deal with double sluggers and shooter boy support, especially if they all use WAR, which they did. Yeah, those yellow buff circles there. WAR buffs your damage and speed, depending on how many Orky units are around that use it. I'm not sure if it scales off every individual model or like the number of squads. Banshee's got messed up there. Did he like drop 3 models, I think? Where did Wingblade spend their power on? Oh, nothing yet. Fathom just got those shooters up, I guess. They're going to cap up the mid here pretty nicely because of that first engagement. Warlock has thrown out the Destructor. Now tries to leap in. Did not get a knockdown though. Orc denied him. Then he runs away. Shuriken Cannon is up now for Wingblade. And it's big shooters up for Fathom. That's what they spent their power on. Aiming watch that allows them to suppress on demand, which is great against a melee hero and Banshees. Where are the Banshees now? They've gone northeast with some Dire Avenger support. They don't have their grenades though. Grenades are a great deterrent to sluggers because they move quite slowly. So unless they're in their melee charge, they are likely to get hit by a grenade, at least on the edge of it or something, if it's well placed. Destructor is, I think, dodged. Just as I said how slowly they move, they dodge a Destructor somehow. Some Daka. The big shooters do have increased range, but they'll still get into the range of the shortest range weapon. 437 to 500. There's a double cap for Fathom early on. And it's another Guardian weapon team. 2 setup teams really helps trying to control this central spine of resources. Mechboy teleports in, ties them up in melee. Won't do a lot of damage, but they can't fire that weapon. And Warlock gets seen to. Did kill a couple of shooter boys. Throws out the Destructor, and again the sluggers seem to just shrug it off there. Mechboy forces the Guardian weapon team into all sorts of shenanigans, but they do get some help from their other Guardian weapon team bros. Here's Storm Boys up for Fathom. Mechboy can support them well with his battery pack and super tough beam in tier 3 maybe. I think we'll see battery pack. That's for sure. Banshees run off. Have a 1-to-1 cap. Dire Avengers getting a cheeky forward cap here. Couldn't quite finish it. Storm Boys would have ripped them up. And we've got sluggers on retreat path. But they're not going for a kill. Got 1 model. Storm Boys do have power melee weapons. Will help smacking down the Warlock. But there's no other heavy infantry in tier 1 for Eldar. Not that the Warlock is heavy infantry, but commander armor is weaker to power melee than it is to regular melee. Triple shurikens? That must be a mistake. It is a mistake. It's cancelled there. Mechboy gets away. He's got his own big shooter. Just more DPS. Doesn't give him an ability or anything, but it's nice to have on a teleporting hero. Especially since he's teleporting, you can kind of negate cover with it by teleporting behind. Storm Boys are going to jump. No, they're not going to jump. They're going to cap, like good Storm Boys. Shooter Boys with their Knob Leader. He's got a big shooter. Or a Twin Link shooter, sorry. More DPS than the regulars, as you may expect. Not the double the DPS, though. Because that would make too much sense for Orky weapons. Maybe accuracy goes down as you add barrels. Recoil certainly goes up, so it makes sense. They are chained together here. If the Storm Boys jump the first shuriken, they're into the second's firing arc. You might see it here. I'm not sure if Fathom has seen the second shuriken. Looks like they tried to jump behind it there. But yeah, they've just got themselves into some trouble. Banshee's on the prowl, but this is a tough fight for them. Sluggers with their burners had to run away. These sluggers, what are they up to? The shuriken was suppressed by aiming, what's that? They tried to get the sluggers in there, but there's still Dire Avengers and stuff. Mechboy gets in for the teleport and left hook. And they're out of there. Now it's a 2-1 for Fathom. Lost a bunch of orcs. It's like 20, it's like 25 to reinforce the slugger, I think. Maybe we'll get to see here. 22. Not too bad. Immolator is up. Immolator and Destructor's a nasty combo, but Fathom started moving as soon as the flames appeared, which is generally a good idea in life. If there's flames, move. Howling Banshees do have a chunk off their health. If they're caught at range by shooters, they're going to start bleeding models quite fast. Where are the shooters? Retreating out. Storm Boys reinforcing. Sluggers are full strength and in a mob to go southwest-ish. Can get around the shuriken by going around this area here. Tier 2 for both players around about the same time. Weird Boy perhaps from Fathom. I'm sure Wingblade would love a Wraith Lord. Typically not a great idea to get transports versus orcs because they can counter your transport by using their own transport alongside tank busters, although tank busters are 15 power now, so maybe it's a bit more viable. Warlock getting shot to pieces. It's a really weird jump for you to do, Storm Boys, at that range. Somehow manage to like pirouettes in and stuff. Mechboy's still level 1. Hasn't been able to peel off those Banshee and Dire Avenger models with his big shooter very often. 287 to 494. What are those tier 2 purchases going to be? Maybe we'll see a Death Dread. He goes straight for the power and burn it down. And looks like Wingblade is saving up for a Wraith Lord, unless they do something mental and try to go tier 3 or something. Immolator, right where the Storm Boys are landing. They seem to have multiple jump animations, which is awesome. Warlock's now in there. Gets a good special attack, you know. Maybe should have stayed in. It would have been risky, though. Would have been pretty risky with all the Daka coming in. I thought maybe they could have stayed in after that special and the guarding weapon team could have helped out, but they probably would have got teleported on and stuff. Capping up the northeast are the Eldar, 274 to 490. It is a Death Dread for Fathom. No power income for Wingblade. They completely stole this. That plus 10 is the plus 10 you get from your HQ. Banshee's trying to bash power now with the power swords, eating some Daka and Sluggers on retreat path. These guys don't have their burners though. They do get a model, but that was it, I think. Warlock trying to get the cap back, but eats a bunch of Daka. These guys do have burners. Have dropped a model. No sign of Knob Leaders on the way. Where's the Death Dread though? Death Dread is stomping out of base. No sign of the burners and bits. I think you need, is it 200 requisition for it? Maybe we'll see here. They didn't renode. Maybe they should have renoded. Guess they don't have the resources to do so. Wraith Lord is on the way for Wingblade. Burners and bits also on the way. 120 requisition. There we go. Special attack. It would have hit those Banshees and knocked them down if they weren't retreating. Seems like it still hit them, actually. Shuriken is dealt with. This guy is getting a Bright Lance. It's looking quite dicey for Wingblade. Maybe they should have got a triple in this time. Storm Boys might go for it. In fact, Sluggers look like they're maybe going for it. Wingblade does have this power up. Maybe not for long, though. Sluggers are going to smack it down. Here's the Death Dread with those burners ready to bash any power that may appear. Wraith Lord, no sign of a shoulder-mounted weapon yet. Can easily take on a Death Dread in melee, though. Kicking off towards the northeast. Immolator put down, but there's a Storm Boys with a Knob Leader. And that guy has a heavy melee chopper. And here come Banshees to help out too. Warlock, rather, trying to buy some time. Bought enough time for the Banshees to appear. But the mech boys are right there too. Yeah, and they got torn up. Don't think they even had their X up, did they? Don't think so. Bomber Boys almost finished them off. That's so close. That was from the improved rocket packs. Also gives them more range, doesn't it? Yeah, by 15. It's not bad. More range on a jump, that is. Wingblade is down to 3 units. The Banshees were finished by the mech there with a teleport and a shooty shoot, I believe. Storm Boy's been annoyed by the node, so they go to the gen. Do they? Yes, they do. I'm pretty sure he does some headbutts, this guy. Give me a headbutt. There he goes. Looks really vicious. It's a heavy melee headbutt that could take out a tank. Tank busters on the way for Fathom to help deal with this Wraith Lord, which has gone for the shoulder-mounted Bright Lance. Death Dread, Storm Boys, and Tank Busters, you got to think is enough to deal with the Wraith Lord. Did he just try and shut down the Tank Busters? It may be an Immolator and Destructor combo on the Tank Busters is enough to really weaken them, and then jump in on them with your leap. Get them out of there. More Banshees up for Fathom. Sorry, for Wingblade. 198 to 457, 1-to-1 cap, big VP lead for Fathom. But we've seen Wingblade come back from big VP deficits in the first game, for example. Dow Avengers do eventually get their aspects. Could see a grenade after the Storm Boys jump maybe, but the Knob Leader will let them stun on landing. Yeah, typically you'll see Dow Avengers use their fleet as the units in the air and use that to get out of range. Need to be quick though for that. Tank Busters doing their tank busting thing. In this case, Wraith Lord busting. Bright Lance gets a couple of shots in, but now the Death Dread is in melee. Oh, goes for the Bright Lance in the back, and down it goes. Tank Busters now getting shots. The Wraith Lord's in big trouble. Can the Banshees get to the Tank Busters and suppress them? Or can the Warlock do it? Don't think so. A few more volleys. Look how quickly they fire. That's crazy. Tank Busters are so good at their job. Wingblade is now down to 2 units on the field. Fathom has what? 6 capping units. Banshees might also wipe. They should wipe. I thought the Death Dread was going to chase them back in. Mechboy tried to get it done with his big shoot, so couldn't quite manage it. And a Death Dread did not chase in. Could have just whacked this stuff out, I think. A bit too precious there with their Death Dread. I think throwing it in there to get all those kills and maybe go down was worth it. We'll see. Another Wraith Lord on the way for Wingblade. Maybe they have more confidence that they'll be ready to tie up the Tank Busters. Because if they do tie up the Tank Busters, the Wraith Lord alongside the Banshees should fare relatively well against level 1 Storm Boys and a level 1 Death Dread. Banshees in on the Storm Boys here. Make them jump away. One of them died in midair apparently. Level 2 Warlock does have that damage over time on the ranged attack now when they have the Immolator. It's been heavily toned down though in 293 onwards. What is this? It's Sluggers. Gonna eat a grenade, maybe. Oh, maybe they already did. Our Avengers has run. Just run, fellas. I'm very surprised at how well Wingblade's done to get the map back here. Orcs seem to be spending an awful lot of time at base. What are they doing? Need to be capping, fellas. Off you go. 178 to 379. Kind of giving Wingblade a path back into the game here and letting him to get most of the central points. Have a shoulder-mounted shuriken for the Wraith Lord. And a beamy death gun for the mech. With the tank busters now, it's going to be so hard to keep that Wraith Lord safe. 166 to 379. Dire Avengers go for the garrison. These guys will most likely run away. Dropped another model. They got out to chase him. Dropped another model, and they do eventually run, kicking off in the southwest. Mech Boy needs to move if he wants to get shots on the Wraith Lord. Warlock doing what they can to tie up the tank busters, doing a good job so far. And the Mech Boy hasn't been able to get a shot on yet. Using the shot locker as the Wraith Lord goes in on the Storm Boys. Just mincing them per hit. There's a special attack. Leaves just one alive. Does get away. And the Warlock was kicking some ass there. Well played, Wingblade. Used a shot blocker, and I don't think the Mech Boy got a single hit on the Wraith Lord with his beamy death gun. Now might be able to turn around and get some shots. No, he's off. Where's he go? Oh, I assume he's going for the northeast. Yeah, it's going back to the big shooter to try and clean up the northeast. But look at Wingblade getting the entirety of the central spine blue and winning that fight. And now has double Wraith Lords. Another shuriken cannon shoulder mounted. We're down to what? Down to 2 units at some point? And somehow got the map back? Weird. I feel like the Orcs are spending too much time at base. I know they need to repair, but I'm not sure if both the Sluggers need to repair. Storm Boys are being reinforced. Tank Busters have not been reinforced. In fact, they only have a single model here. They're going back to base again. Sluggers and the Storm Boys need to get out there. Maybe. Tank Busters are still on one model. That's very slow to get back out onto the field. 166 to 303. Wingblade done a much better job at that. Very quickly getting back onto the map. And here's some Wraithguard now. If everything's like gathered around a Wraith Lord fighting it, Wraithguard could do a lot of damage. Could also do a lot of friendly fire, but as long as the Orcs are dying, looks like they're going southwest and then they'll sweep together upwards. The mech is back at base, needs to get moving. Tank busters are reinforcing slowly. Just getting bled hard on requisition. Can't bleed Wraith Lords, I guess. Kicking off from the southwestern VP. Good special attack then from the Banshees. Grenade goes in. Hits a Slugger. Oh, kills him. And Wraith Lord gets a flank. Fathom is struggling to deal with the mix of the Warlock and the Banshees and the Wraith Lord. Although I think they're going to get this one right here, right now. As long as the Mech Boy can get shots in. Yeah, it doesn't last long. As long as that Mech Boy can get into a good position. Avoid being tied up immediately. And get shots in. Could also teleport away, of course. You do stay set up when you teleport. But you'll often turn or something. Look at this map now. How has Wingblade done this? Orcs are now heading towards the northeast, just bleeding so much every fight here. Double Wraithguard for Wingblade now. A triple cap has evened up the VPs. In fact, they've taken the lead on the VPs. Webway, a very useful webway on both of the corner VPs now. Very, very useful. Really helps, you know, getting back out into the field when you've got webways. It turns out. What is he doing? Is attack a rock? I'm not sure what that was. Attacking a node now. Mech Boy gets the northeast, and then we might see a big old fight in the mid here. It's going to be dicey. Because one volley from these guys on the tank busters and they're done, right? Can't tie everything up. Well, maybe they can. They do have double sluggers and storm boys. It might be right to just like not engage the Wraith Lord at all here. I mean, try and get your tank busters and your beamy on it, but storm boys, sluggers, stay well clear. Don't want to send storm boys in, I don't think. Even though they've got a heavy melee weapon, need them on other things now. Dark Creeper's up now for Wingblade as well. Have that pinning fire, maybe, if they get the aspect, I think. I don't believe they start with it. Could be the deciding fight in the middle. 166 to 98. Do they both have the Spirit Seer fella? Oh right, there's only one Wraith Guard. It was a Reapers instead of the second Wraith Guard. Destructor flies in and tries to get a decap, does the Warlock. There's the Immolator. Does his little spinneroonie. How much damage it did if you just stand in it. Level 2 shooters got wrecked. Death Dread did level up. There's tier 3 for Wingblade. Another Death Dread from Fathom. Where did this guy come from? Where the hell were you? I don't know. Seemed to come out of thin air. Okay. This could be it. The second Death Dread, I think, is going to join the fight. Here we go. There's Cult of Speed to speed it up. Banshees are fleeing. Helping out the Warlock in the bottom left. And the Sluggers are getting wrecked. Kicking off, is it? It is kicking off. Tank Busters getting shots in. The Mech Boy is shooting at his own Storm Boys. I don't think they have a shot here. I think that shot blocker is technically in the way. Yeah, he can't get shots. Needs to move a little bit more, the Mech Boy. Just teleport up, dude. I think they are going to get the Wraith Lord, but it took way more health of the Death Dread than it perhaps would have if the Mech Boy was getting shots in there. The other Death Dread is quite healthy, 146 to 68. Tearing up some Banshees now alongside the Storm Boys. Wraith Lord trying to get shots in. Sorry, Wraith Guard. And we got some Fire Dragons now. Gonna be tied up, I guess. Yeah. Let's keep this thing fighting. Up to level 3, this fella. Where's the other one? Getting repairs right now. I say go into base. Nope, doesn't want to. You would have lost the Death Dread, but it also would have kept that stuff in base for maybe 30 seconds. Warlock getting the cap. 136 to 66. Send both the Death Dreads after these Banshees now. Nope, they're just going after the Wraith Lord. Sorry, the Warlock. Get me names mixed up today. Too many Wraiths and Wars. How many volleys can a Wraith Guard get before they're tied up? None. Well, they got one volley away but didn't hit anything. 2 to 1 though for Wingblade. What is this? It's shooters fighting Fire Dragons in melee using the webways to great effect, of course. Looks like the webway in the southwest has now been taken down though. Warlock is going to be taken out. There we go. Got the double cap. Mech Boy goes for the northeastern VP. Something needs to get on the mid. Looks like Storm Boys are going to get it. Has Fathom done enough? Sluggers going for the southwest and Sluggers forcing off the Fire Dragons. Maybe they've done enough. Can they get a triple cap here? It's going to be close. 136 to 16. Wingblade played it so well after those heavy losses. The webway continues to have a big impact here. Some power melee kicks from the Banshees. Can't all quite get into melee though. Was able to get the cap. Can now teleport away. Maybe go for the garrison. This is a garrison, Mr. Mech Boy. Nope. Just getting chopped up. Goes down. Misplay there for Fathom. Could have got the garrison and harassed the Banshees enough to make them retreat. And they're getting a decap now. Not going to finish the cap for sure. There's the triple for Fathom. Banshees getting torn up. Are they going to get away? Sluggers and Storm Boys not the best for chasing. Maybe a rocket pack. Bomber Boy, nope. Missed. And the Banshees, oh, they go down. They got burned. I was going to say they're going to get away with 1 hit point. They did not. Wingblade down to 3 units and no Warlock. Fathom with 5 capping units now at least. Got some late sluggers up here. With their Knob Leader. Here comes another Webway though. And need to chase off those Dark Creepers, I guess. Fire Dragons take out the Death Dread. Mech Boy teleports after them. Might just tie them up in melee here. Yep. These guys need to be moving. Look at this. You can't have units idle at this point. Warlock level 6 getting that Destructor in. And then a leap. And Sluggers, who did well, those Sluggers, but they are having to run. Storm Boys still not moving. They should be jumping to the mid and decapping it. 38 to 13. There's another Webway in the southwest now. It's up. Warlock's on his feet. Storm Boys still not moving from the northeast. As soon as they move off it, they can use that Webway. Here we go. They jump to the mid and get the cap, maybe. Oh, maybe not. They're going to get immolated, I guess. There it is. He's actually leveled up, Storm Boys. At level 3. 25 to 13. I don't know how to call this. Death Dread number 3, I think, on the way. Some heavy melee headbutts. But the Warlock doing a great job there with the Immolator. Special attack kills the Knob Leader. They've got this fight. There's a double cap for Wingblade. And there's a GG from Fathom. Couldn't take out the Wraith Guard quickly enough. And Wingblade takes the 3rd and final game to win this series. What a comeback. I don't know how they quite done it. Fathom was pretty slow to cap the map up and get out of base a couple of times. But he can't take it away from Wingblade. Played it superbly well. The Webways made a big difference, which, you know, Orcs can't really compete with in terms of mobility. But, yeah. I thought Fathom had it a couple of times there. Wingblade kept their nerve big time. Look at that fight at the end. Talk about cutting it close down to 21 hit points. Not that they would have been able to cap it, I don't think. Level 7 Warlock and a level 5 Mech. There you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Big thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.